IDEA is the International Dialogue on the Evaluation of Allergens. It's a project, a multi-stakeholder project that we have established with support and under surveillance of the Commission and their scientific advisors. And the plan is that we develop a framework that will help us deal with fragrance allergens in a meaningful way. Project IDEA, the International Dialogue on the Evaluation of Allergens, was started more than 10 years ago. We did it because we understood that our exchange with the stakeholders in Europe, specifically the Commission and their scientific advisors, could be improved so that we ensure that the data and the knowledge we have finds its right way into the Commission, and on the other hand, that they consider us as a trustworthy dialogue partner. So we started this project. Over the years, we have developed several elements, and in this development, it became clear that we need to find a way to have a good approach to clinical data, and that is at the heart of the surveillance project. The ambition of the surveillance project is to have reliable clinical data. Clinical data, meaning patient data, when they visit a dermatologist, are a key element of information when it comes to develop policy, but also to judge on the efficiency of policy when it comes to controlling skin sensitizers. So we have been working to set up our own network of clinics with certain quality elements included so that we get reliable data on which we can trust, but on which also the regulators can trust in developing policy and measuring the efficiency. The key parties involved in the surveillance project are certainly, first of all, clinics. So we have established a network of clinics all across Europe, very reliable clinics with a lot of experience, also trusted in the dermatological community. With them, we have built a network in which we will create data. Other key partners are the producers of the patch test materials. Here we are working with a leading group in Sweden. We also have key partners when it comes to the analysis of the clinical data. We work with Wolfgang Uter, who is a key person in the European network of skin sensitization. The timing for the surveillance project is that we started with a pilot last year, which was 2022. We completed the pilot in 2022. The pilot was done with 4 clinics, and we tested the reliability of the system and whether we can get the data we needed. Now this year we have used to expand our network, recruiting new clinics, and we have found 5 new partners. So we have a network of clinics all across Europe, so we can build a European picture. And in 2024, we will now actually start with a larger testing in all these clinics. The key outcome of the surveillance study is to produce reliable clinical data that we can use to judge whether our measures that we have in place, the IFRA standards, are actually contributing to reducing the number of patients that have fragrance allergy. But it can also help in policy development. It could give us a judge on how good our system is, potentially also indicate issues where we need to fix. So it will be a data set that we can use in trusting or making a judgment on trusting our system and developing steps forward. The challenges for IDEA are, for example, the budgetary support. This is a long-term initiative that we are planning, and it requires a lot of financial investment from the side of IFRA. We also need to ensure that we keep the trust with our clinical partners, that they consider us as a reliable partner in this project. So we really need to ensure that this is dealt with in a very reliable and trustful way so that we don't lose the credibility over the years.